And we're back. And we have Sako with us. I'm so glad you made it.
Hi.
I know it's been a rough day.
It's been a rough 48 hours.
Yeah. Everybody was sending their love.
I appreciate it. So, what are you working on today?
I was scheduling some episodes for my podcast because I'm out of scheduled episodes, but I have the audio recorded.
Gotcha.
So, and then working on my synopsis and trying to boil it down to the most critical parts of the plot. Obviously, all the parts are critical. All the parts. So, and my audio guy just let me know I actually scheduled one for today at 3. Today at 17 instead of September 17th at 9.
Oh,
so
whoops.
Let me fix that before it goes live, because that would not be what I intended at all.
Right.
So, how is Greg doing? Not great.
Not great.
Yeah.
We're probably both equally a wreck.
Yeah. Sorry.
But he's been mourning for a month, and I've been mourning for 2 days, so.
It's a lot.
So Greg is currently cuddling Nobu's Leatherface plush. It was his favorite toy. It was his best friend. So
cat kiss. Sorry. Go ahead.
We'll be keeping his toys and his collar and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it was best case scenario,
At home with his people after a day that wasn't too bad.
Yeah, Friday was a good day.
Okay. I'm glad to hear it. I also have a new witch cat.
Where did you acquire it?
Home Depot?
That's why. Okay. Because Home Depot for the win.
So, in case you wanted a cat that can't die.
Actually, so I was accompanied by a friend while we were handling things.
Yeah.
And twice we went by people who were selling lawn ornaments.
Okay.
Of animals. No cats. No cats.
Interesting. I almost got the one that was a teddy bear with a pumpkin head, but the pumpkin head looked like it was starting to rot. It was creepier. And I know my roommate's kid really appreciates cats as well. So I thought since I was waffling, that I would lean cat. So yeah.
Hey, RC.
Are you just hanging out? Are you working on stuff?
I'm kind of working on social media content.
Yeah.
Mostly for November, but if I make more than that, if I include October or whatever, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Hi, Joanna.
Hello. Is JK Joanna?
Mm-hmm.
Good to see you. I'm working on my synopsis and prepping some writing tips and writerly musings podcast episodes. So they're all recorded. Oh, so I've been fighting with my microphone since I got the new sound booth thing.
Yeah.
And it's just been off on my videos for the last month. my
Mhm.
friend Scooter, who I was on his audio drama for a couple of years. It's on hiatus in want of a sound engineer who actually has time,
Mhm.
which is the struggle, especially since he can afford candy to pay, unfortunately. Um, the gains were too high. So I just really want to make a joke about how I haven't been getting to the gym, so I've been losing my gains, and that's what.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
3 days into the 61 days of October.
yeah, yeah.
Maybe I
Our
will do that.
yeah. Our C is here. Rita sends hugs. Self pub, hello. You are one of my new subscribers, and I really appreciate that.
Andy's the best.
Yeah. RC is still messing with his body horror story that he was sharing with us last week. And yeah, as you said, Duan said, we're 3 days into the 61 days of October.
Also, can I just say how awesome it was to hang out with Dawn at Imaginarium? Like,
Seriously,
probably one of the funniest people I've ever met.
definitely. Also, his wife has a quality birthday.
Your same birthday? Yeah.
I'm shameless. I'm shameless. So, what can I say? The 90% of America has my birthday weekend off, clearly in honor of me. Aww.
Aw.
I think you made him blush. What did you do to yourself?
I have a second-degree burn.
Ooh.
I did it on an oven that was at 400 degrees. I didn't open the door enough, and I reached in to get the stuff, and I hit the door, and I was like, hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's
Yep.
painful.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
I'm not picking it. It's falling apart.
Ooh, lotion? Burn ointment?
Burn ointment, maybe.
I worked at a coffee shop for like 6 months, and
Burn ointment.
I did not realize until one day I was home and I turned on the wrong burner, and I went to move the pot back to the one that was hot because it was electric, and electric heats up way slower than gas. And the handle was hot, and I burned myself without burn cream. That's when I knew how much burn cream helps.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Oh, hi, Jenna.
Jenna made it. Hello and welcome.
Oh, you do see the stuff from.
Oh yeah. Because a sunburn is a burn, so
Yeah.
aloe should work. Yeah,
Aloe
that
should be
makes
fine.
sense. So, RC says that his birthday's around Easter often.
Mine's around Mother's Day.
Yeah. My mom and some friends and I were contemplating games to play for Easter, like pin the nail on the cross. I think it went downhill from there.
I like playing Risk. And Risk is really a Thanksgiving sort of policy, because there's something about taking over countries that like hits me in the heart. Ooh, Guans is in October.
There is only one version of Risk I will play, and that's Small World.
Ooh.
Which it's a fantasy themed, it's a world of slaughter where you play each race has its own benefits and detriments, and they get a special thing. And after like a certain number of rounds, you switch to a new race because the old one is dying out, and now the elves are on the rise, and it's a total roll, which it is. But there's a set number of rounds, and it can't last for eternity. It's not a winner takes all. There are 3 ages, and once you're done, you're done.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm one of those people who hates feeling like I'm losing for more than an hour and a half at a time. which is why I usually either play short games or co-op games or things where you tally up the points at the end. So you don't necessarily feel like but with the 3 ages, it really shifts things up each section. So I've played way too many board games.
Oh, I can't remember who I think it was Gabriel.
Probably. He's a board game addict.
Who was like board games and beer tasting. Also, I have a new mead. And I was like, I am interested in the new beer and the new mead.
Do I have to play the board games?
I don't want to play the board games.
My favorite thing to do is to wait 20, 45 minutes at a board game day and then go up and ask them, so who's winning, when it's clear that they haven't gotten through the instructions yet. Right?
That's hilarious.
Oh, there's too many games that take too long to explain. But on the flip side, there's the ones where, it's easier to explain by just playing and then telling you what you're doing wrong, which is not my favorite way to learn anything.
Oh. Yeah, that's not great.
It's not my favorite. So, popping into the comments, let's see. RC says he was a big Clue guy, same with Battleship. Battleship was fun. Sako, were you around when we did our Battle Shots game?
I was about to say the same thing. Like your Battle Shot setup was pretty boss.
Yeah. So my ex and I used to host
my Battleship.
Right. We used to host a 4th of July for 150 of our nearest and dearest. And so at one of them, the last couple, we had a bounce house water slide. We decided not to do the giant beach ball after it bowled over a 5-year-old who broke her collarbone. That was a fun one. But we had like a sheet up between the 2 sides, and we drilled like holes into a board that was just the right size with like a shot spot for each of the pegs for each of the ships in Battleship, and we had the grid laid out. And so it was in teams. It was not a solo game.
It was not a solo game.
But yeah, Battle Shots. Highly recommend.
That was so fun. I met so many of my lifelong friends playing that game.
Maybe I should bring it back. I don't know. Anyway.
Maybe you should.
So, let me pop into the comments. Let's see. Dwan's birthday's in October. No wonder he's so into spooky season. RC watches Monty Python's Life of Brian every year for Easter.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Let's see. Jenna says, considering what you write, RC Scott, that kind of hits. Yeah. Dwan is a Monopoly guy. Each to their own.
Manipulation and extortion.
Okay.
Monopoly kind of teaches cutthroat real estate. So
I have some weird feelings from like the classic board games that a lot of people in like pre-2000s grew up with. And that my sister was dating this guy, and for all of Christmas break, we played a game every night. And usually my sister would be losing or lose, hand all her stuff to him, and he would sweep. I won. And 30 days of gaming, 1 round of Yahtzee. So I think that soured me on I mean, I try to be a good player, and like
I do too,
but loses, but there's a difference between losing and feeling like you're losing for more than 90 minutes and just sitting there watching the doom happen. I'm not a huge fan of train wrecks. I'll read them. I won't watch them though. So, JK said J is short for Joanne and likes to switch based on their mood. That makes sense. Oh, Dwan also likes sorry.
Get to the bubble in the middle.
And Joanne thinks that podcasts are cool because I'm cool apparently now. Is revising her bakery rivals to lovers work in progress project, Sugar and Spice.
It's getting a lot of love.
Now I want some cake.
Me too.
I picked up a slice at Safeway of the German chocolate because I'm like, it's my birthday. I want some cake. And they're like, yeah, but we're getting together later. It's like, I want cake now.
I want cake now. Yeah.
I also picked out for myself the birthday cake. Linder truffles.
Yeah. Birthday cake flavored truffles.
It's one of their specialties. All the others are like the autumn ones that are like maple syrup and autumn and almond butter. And I'm like, those are so sweet.
Yeah.
Like, it hurts my teeth sweet. But these are okay.
Right on.
Dwan also likes Yahtzee. So Dwan is thinking, he was eating chili fries before you showed up, and now he's thinking chili cheese fries and cake might not be the best combo. Maybe not. Maybe not. So you can always save the cake for later.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I haven't had in ages that our friend Tara makes amazingly? Italian wedding cake or something like that.
The white sheet cake?
No. Let me check. No, maybe I'm thinking of something else. It had a lot of like nuts and things in it. I don't remember. I'll have to ask her. It's delicious and amazing, and she makes it great.
I haven't seen.
Oh, maybe it is this Italian cream cake with pecan, coconut, and almond flavors with a cream cheese frosting.
That sounds Italian wedding cake.
Right up my alley. I mean, I like a good cream cheese frosting. So, Dwan's like, I haven't had it, but I've heard good things about Italian wedding cake. Been craving cheesecake. You can get it by the slice at the grocery store. It's not amazing, but
also
it's
cheesecake. Also, Cheesecake Factory, man.
Right.
Like, you can call it in and then just like, or order it on DoorDash. Just tell it you don't want it delivered. You want it for pickup. You just go in, pick up your thing, get out.
Yeah,
it's wonderful.
Right. Apparently, my excitement over cream cheese frosting required a phrasing. I'm sorry, it's that good. Deal with it. Innuendo in your face. So, Joanne says, ooh, chocolate. I love chocolate. Oh, unfortunately, is sick and focusing on getting better. So dessert isn't what she needs right now.
Yeah. I need dessert. I'm not going to lie.
That's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
So, since Sako wasn't here earlier, Rita wanted to let you know she finished the final edits on one of her books and it's ready for beta readers. So she switched into her witch season and she needs to finish revising that, but is taking a reading break today.
Witch series.
Yeah. So. Aw, Dwan's only Cheesecake Factory is way too far away. I'm telling you, Safeway has great cakes. Reasonable cakes. Wegmans are better, but obviously bakeries are usually best, but so.
But ching. Yeah.
Now I have the recipe open for the Italian cream cake. I'm gonna have to close that so I don't make a cake. I can't make a cake.
Oh man.
My roommate is allergic to gluten, and when you bake a cake, the flour gets aerosolized because you can't scoop without some of it getting into the air. And so she would have to stay out of the kitchen for several hours, and that means she can't leave the sunroom to get to the bathroom because she has to pass through the kitchen. Because I haven't. My kitchen and my living room are the same. So I have to bake at other people's houses because I bake so often.
Yeah.
So it's not usually an issue. Let's see. Joanne is, nice. Her goal is to raise money to commission character art for the book to include a pre-order campaign. And she's 59% toward the goal. Nice.
Nice.
That is pretty sweet, gotta say. Super sweet. Oh my goodness. Oh, that reminds me. Patrick and I are going to be opening up a coffee shop. And by coffee shop, I mean over on the site KOFI.
Yeah.
I've had my coffee for donations open for a while. It's
Mhm.
shockingly http:// co-fee/Morgan Hazelwood. But on the commission page, you can commission a synopsis rewrite, a query rewrite, or an entire submission package rewrite. So,
Ooh.
and we're also thinking of adding 2 features, one of which is the positive things only
critique,
where we just tell you what is working, and we just say nice, soft things because you've gotten, a stack of 40 rejections and you need to hear something. Yeah. And a faux request where we'll request your full book. We won't read it, but that way you'll have a request in your inbox.
Yeah.
So yeah. We're going to be launching that tomorrow. So
okay.
Super big, super exciting.
Are you
really
doing...
finish putting it together?
Yeah, finish putting it together so I can promote it.
Yeah. Definitely. So super excited though, because we've been doing it for a while and we've been fundraising for
Planned Parenthood?
Planned Parenthood, yes. Because women should have the final say over their own health.
Yeah.
And pregnancies do horrible things to your body and is an 18-year commitment. And, you need to make sure you're in it to win it.
Mm-hmm.
I want all children who are born to be wanted, not just happen. So.
Yeah.
And Patrick says, because women aren't incubators. So Patrick and I could go on for a while on that subject. But yeah, babies should be a choice, not a consequence you must live with. So. Oh no, a yawn.
Oh no, not a yawn.
Evelyn Doc.
Yeah.
So.
I've been crying my eyes out since last night.
Have you been hydrating?
Yes.
Yeah. And Jenna says, people also forget how much Planned Parenthood does in the way of cancer screening. 100%. 95% of their stuff is healthcare. Only like 5 to 1% is abortions. And abortion is healthcare, especially in a lot of cases. And a lot of times, if you get an infection or something else going on, they help preserve your fertility if that's the most important thing you care about. Right. But like healthcare matters a lot. Jenna says, and helping women find connections to cancer treatment sources if diagnosed. Yeah.
If diagnosed.
Yeah. But you can't get diagnosed if you can't get healthcare. And that's what they're there for.
Yeah.
So, people don't understand the other stuff. Yeah, that's because they have 1 or 2 hot button issues and they don't think it through. And they think if they do it, they had reasons, but you're doing it for birth control because you're a hussy.
Or something.
Or whatever. They're just so judgy. Patrick says the abortion part of things is pretty tiny. A lot of it is birth control and screenings, yeah. But again, enabling people with uteri to control their lives.
Uteri. That's a hell of a word.
Sorry, that was me. The amount of non-research people do. Yeah. So Patrick says, my first trip to Planned Parenthood was with my girlfriend to get her latest batch of pills. Yeah. Joanne posted the correct link to coffee in the chat. Oh my gosh, did I typo? I'm sorry. Oh yeah, it needs a .com in there. Oh, sorry. Trying to do two things at once and clearly failing miserably.
Remember, Google is free. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it's AI driven now.
Yeah, which means it ignores any quote marks and minus signs, so you can't customize and be like,
You
hey,
can't do Google Foo anymore.
I would like to research bears minus football. Nope.
Yeah.
Or I'm looking for this exact error message because I'm a software engineer in my day job.
And it
Nope.
has the phrase like
Yeah,
mixed
yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
So it's very frustrating. Very frustrating.
Yeah.
So yeah. Coffee.com. So
Coffee.com.
yeah. So yeah. Anyway, we only have 5 minutes left. I don't think we're doing another sprint.
Let's just chat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, time is flying by
It
today.
really is. It really, really is.
Like,
Do you
I
have any
think
plans for this week?
Wednesday I am flying to Atlanta
Okay.
for Prague Power.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh, I
Oh,
did
yeah.
things. I did things I
Background.
didn't mean to. There we go.
Okay, there we go. Luckily, we still have books. Mhm.
Joanne asked if it would be okay if she. Oh yeah, yeah. I don't think you can because I think links are turned off for people who aren't admins. So if you just do the @ username, and I think people can figure it out from there.
Mm-hmm.
They are usually pretty. Oh, here we go. I can do it for you, ha ha ha, because you followed me.
Yes.
Boom! If you want to check out Joanne.
Mm-hmm.
And you're writing the Sugar and Spice Bakery romance.
Yes.
Excellent. So, Patrick says the point of the positivity pass is request rates are in the toilet, 1 to 3%. So we're spreading joy instead of corrections/suggestions.
Okay.
Yeah. I definitely noticed my YA fantasy I'd been sending out for a while, and I've gotten a couple partial, a couple full requests and R&R, and I took some time with a mentor to revise it. And unfortunately, because of scheduling, it took us 18 months to get through it. And by the time we were done, we were in the middle of the pandemic. And I had sent out 30 maybe queries before the pandemic. And after I sent out again, I sent out 50 and got zero responses.
Wow.
Other than forum rejections. And it's the same story. And I believe it's stronger than it was before I revised it. And the request rate has.
Yeah.
But I still have friends getting agents and getting publishers. But it's tough
It's
out
tough
there right
going.
now. It's
It
really
is.
tough. So
Thanks
many people
to...
spent their pandemic writing stories. And I'm like, I've been writing stories the whole time.
Yeah, me too.
So.
But I did use the pandemic as an excuse to finish a book.
Yeah. I mean,
And
it's
I can't be alone.
No, obviously not. No. So.
Yeah. Yawn.
Sorry.
Oh my goodness.
So, I will add the positivity passes and stuff to the coffee after the stream. And I need to get images to go with them. I'm so not ready for this, but we'll be ready by tomorrow.
Canva for the win.
Canva for the win. Dwan says, yeah, 2020 is when he started taking his writing more seriously.
Yeah, I got you.
A lot of people did. So,
mm-hmm.
I've been around for a while. I just need to put myself out there more.
Yeah.
But I've been, learning my craft.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that what I started with originally was, but my voice has stayed consistent. So.
Oh, good.
Like I'll go back to my first manuscript, and like just last year, I think I was trying to, do a couple tweaks and stuff. And I would go and I would try to add a line, and then I would find almost
The
word
line.
for word, like 2 paragraphs later, right where it fit in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. So when that happens, I don't take it as a bad thing. I take it as my voice is consistent for that story,
Yeah.
So
I wrote Flash yesterday.
Ooh.
I used a sprint to write 560 something words. And then we did another sprint and I wrote another 400. I kind of used a video game to inspire me, and I wrote it in second person.
Ooh, second person.
Second person horror story.
Second person works much better in short forms, I think. It's tough in longer form.
I can't imagine if it's longer form, it's a choose your own adventure.
Yeah. Which are still great.
I wanna, but I don't know the process. Because my current process, no working.
I almost think it would work with like a spreadsheet where you're like, here's one, and then I'm almost picturing like a football like bracket system.
No, there's a website that basically walks you through writing your
choose your own adventure.
Yeah, I think it's choose your own.
Yeah. Juan says second person is so tough. Joanne says Pumpkin and Spice is just a working title. Sugar and Spice, sorry.
Sugar and Spice, yeah.
To be out soon. Yeah. Patrick did a 7.5K second person. Dear reader, if you will permit me, but the uses of you were not that common after the first line. Yeah, that's usually how I've seen it done. Dwan says there is a series that's partially in second. It's so odd at first. I want to say that Charlie Strauss did it. And he's like, a big award-winning author. And my dad keeps bragging about being one of his regular commenters. I didn't realize that was something someone could brag about, but he does.
So he's not a friend, he's a commenter.
Apparently that's where or the people in his comment section are real writers or something. I don't know what the flex is. It's a little weird. My dad has weird flexes, people. But his new cover is so much better. And the manuscript was re-edited, which is amazing. So for those who don't know, my dad had his book come out with a small press, and for the first third of it, he was closing edits instead of accepting them, and nobody caught that. And the cover art was maybe a little dated, to be generous. And the new cover is much better, and they re-edited it, and he knows how to accept edits now. So you don't have the word "the" repeated in the first sentence. So, hey, cool gamer. We're just getting ready to wrap up. We were doing some productivity sprints, but we'll be back next week. We have a 2-hour block. So, you're definitely welcome to come hang out with us next time.
He stops in on my streams to kind of like show his support a little bit.
So, Jawan says Dot Hutchinson's The Butterfly Garden series is the one that partially uses second person. And the second book, only the second book, Roses of May, is partially in second. Yeah.
Weird.
I've seen small snippets of like second person in some crime stuff where it's just like a flash of a scene, not like the full manuscript. And then people are inspecting it. So. Well, it is that time, unfortunately, to say goodbye. And thank you for swinging by, Felicia. Wait, I messed up again. Felicia, dreaming author. So, Thank you for coming. So glad to have you all.
Yeah.
And good luck with
So
your
nice.
projects. Yeah,
So nice that all of you came out.
definitely. And it's a holiday, and I know there are things people would rather be doing.
Yeah.
So,
Now it's time to say goodbye to all our
please.
family.
Womp womp. So, tell people where they can find you.
You can Google me at Sako Tumi or Cass Voit, and you'll find all, or Psycho Sako. Those three names, you can find all my stuff. Maybe even my website, maybe my Facebook. Like
Yeah,
I'm all over the place.
it's
I
true.
am.
It's true. So, Jenna sends us hugs and thanks us all for being here and is off to dinner. Uh, what I'm
To
continuing now
all
is
our company.
right. So, and I'm your host, Morgan Hazelwood. I blog, vlog, and podcast, writing tips from the pros, and of course, my own writerly musings. This week, I was talking about how querying is the worst, and also how it's a million times easier to write somebody else's stuff because you don't know everything. Um, and over on the podcast, I was talking about um, world building economics. Like,
Ooh,
in order to have that silk dressing gown in The Hobbit, where did the silk come from? How
right.
can he afford to have a silk gown made of scraps of silk? Like, where did this come from? The whole
Yeah.
industry needs a reason.
Yeah.
Right? So, and coming up this week, I'll be talking about spirits abroad and at home, talking about the different ways different cultures view spirits and use them in their stories.
Ooh, can
Yeah,
I help?
the episode's already up.
Oh, shit.
It's going
Okay.
up tomorrow.
Okay.
Actually, notes from Con Zealand,
Nice.
from some panelists who are not Native American or not from America. There we go.
Right. I knew what you meant.
Yeah. And yeah, so I'm hopefully going to get into the trenches this week if Patrick and I can get through my query and synopsis. But yeah, so I'm going to buckle down after this and see what I can get done.
Yeah.
It's hard.
It is hard.
So thank you all for coming. I'm so glad y'all made it out. And I hope you'll have a great rest of your weekend. If you're here in the States, if you get tomorrow off, I hope you get to chill out and just, chill that thing. So I'm stalling because on the other screen, I'm trying to see if there's anybody to raid, and I didn't have manager open.
On Twitch, I don't know, but on
you can't raid on YouTube. But isn't there somebody else who streams right after me?
There's someone streaming during you. Esther Anjuhar and Desiree are both streaming together.
Sure. Okay. It looks like Book Gravy is streaming writers right now. So there's a couple people over there. So I'm going to go ahead and start that raid if you're on Twitch. If not, have a great evening. Thanks for coming and see y'all next time. Bye-bye.